Oh yeah, my guest is coming in. I just got the phone with him. He's excited. I hope he'll be able to come through. You know what I mean? Because these computers be tripping. Let me see. Okay. Just waiting on my guest. See when he gonna come in. You know what I mean? Yeah, but this is ConfidPolitics.ai. Uh, Tonight I'm talking to a person that actually has created a whole magnitude of a whole algorithm of a machine that's going to speak the language that, uh, you know, nobody never really heard from a black man's perspective. This is ComptonPolitics.ai. This is my boy AI John. That's what I call him, AI John. Can you hear me,
Thank you,
John?
sir. Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, man, I hear you loud and clear, man. I'm so happy to have you on this
There we
thing.
go.
I've been knowing this young brother for a long time. He's like a family member of mine. He
Thank you.
trusts me enough to let me interview him about the AI movement, far as Black and AI. We have partnered up and trying to actually bring a change in the community and throughout the world on what we're trying to create. You know, a lot of people, John, is ignoring what we're trying to do out here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
it's like anything new scares people. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And what we trying to do, what we doing is we in a place to where uh, we don't supposed to be talking like this. We don't supposed to be having these type of platforms. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
remember, they left us out when they make this machine. And people think what I'm trying to do is reinvent the wheel, and I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm just trying to be a part of one of the wheels. I want to be one of the
Right.
wheels on the machine. You feel what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So what we doing is we collaborate. He's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. Uh, his name is
Sure.
Jonathan Cooley, as you can see his name down there. And I'm gonna let him introduce himself about what he do, who he is. The dude is incredible. I don't know how much information he's gonna tell
Thank
you,
you.
but y'all need to tune in because if you can't listen to the show today, you can come back and look at it live right now on Compton Politics AI. You can look at it on ComptonPolitics.ai right now. And if you'd like to tune in, John, let them know who you are, brother.
Yes, sir. Hi, everybody doing? My name is Jonathan Cooley. I am an Air Force veteran of 6 years in aerospace medicine, and I jumped to the AI world, I would say, approximately 2 years ago. Something very interesting you said, Lorenzo, was you're not trying to reinvent the wheel, you're just trying to be with the wheels.
Hmm.
Um, and other thing that people are afraid of something so new, something so powerful. Well, here's the thing: you can invent the wheel so many different ways. It only matters one way for it to work correctly. Okay. So right now, what they've invented in some site could be a wheel, but if you follow the headlines, it's toppling every which way that they can, and they can't understand why.
Right,
And the
right.
reason why is pretty much it can't take accountability. You know, you have to be able to ask AI who, what, when, where, why, and how, and what time. These are major things. Okay. And when a lot of people, I understand a lot of people say, well, I'm building AI too. Let me, what's so different? The difference is this: when you grab someone's script and you load it into your system and then you add on to it, you're not building an AI. You're building a chatbot. Okay. And that's exactly what a lot of these AIs are chatbots. We haven't actually reached artificial intelligence just yet. Okay. Artificial intelligence is supposed to be able to do at the same time. Okay. Not just say. And at the same time, if it were complete, you wouldn't see these little headlines under your AI that says pretty much double check your answer because they're not actually 100% right all the time. Okay.
Right.
For something to be so powerful, so intelligent, why do we have that? Because we have not finished building it. We just released it too early. See what I mean? That's why, we're looking at a lot of defense things with the DoD, healthcare, huge, the economic platform, which is very huge. AI is going to change a lot of things. And the one thing it has been changing right now is, and everyone's been right, it has been taking over people's jobs. Absolutely. You read the headlines. A lot of these infrastructures have been firing employees, about 3,000 to 8,000 employees a month, because it's too powerful. They're not understanding it. One thing I stand by in the sci-fi world is, with great power comes great responsibility. Okay? If you want to be able to wield something so powerful, you have to first be so very responsible first. What I did was a long framework first, and then I built the AI on top of it. Okay? Meaning that when my AI gives an answer, it's legitimate because it checks it before it gives it and makes sure it's right with the architect.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I've developed a governance kernel. What governance kernel is that you can have a script, many scripts turn into a layer.
Right.
A few layers turn into a kernel. Okay. So my governance kernel lies legitimate in the real world, and I have an intelligent timing control engine as well that I had to develop my own math for. So what I had to do was I had to develop a math for my own customized jitter and customized probe to go ahead and measure the flow of information to see the most viable route I can take so it can get it out the correct way, the truthful, honest way. Okay. Certain things have to be in place for these things to happen. In order for us to keep people in the loop, we have to understand that we must also evolve. Okay.
Right.
At some point, if I continued being a chef, in the future, who knows, robotics can take over being chefs. My job at that point would be culinary engineering. You see what I mean?
Right.
We would switch from our regular job and we would add engineering behind it because we would all then be responsible for that machine. And that's how it's supposed to be. Keeping your job secure, getting more money in your pocket, and getting more time at home. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? They can't understand these things. Why? If you look at China right now, China has over 2 million automated robots ready for defense.
So would you wait?
Here's
So
the
you just
thing.
saying? So you saying that China has 2 million robot soldiers?
Over 2 million. Over 2 million.
Over 2 million AI robots, soldiers for war.
Ready for war. Well, excuse me, in their description, ready for war. In their description. Here's the thing with AI. You have to think of AI like gunpowder, like ammunition. Okay. If it's not done, it will be faulty. All right. We should not be afraid of because if they decide to activate they have to deal with an issue that they have to deal with at home, which we're all afraid of. Terminator thing, iRobot thing. You cannot advance your hardware until you make sure your architecture is secure, is safe, and it answers who, what, where, why, now, and what time.
Right.
So, do I think that people are reacting? Not at all. Not at all. I don't. Do I think that the infrastructure of these hyperscalers have been over their heads? Absolutely. 100%. So now you have to think of who we are as individuals at this point. Okay,
Mhm.
and this is where the rental expertise comes in place, because who we are as individuals has always mattered, has always been erased, has always been stepped
Right.
over on. And those who have created have been able to create and sell and not actually hold on to something of a legacy. If we do this correctly, okay, we can understand and control the power of artificial intelligence, meaning not only can we have answer these questions for us, but more than that, think of think of an artificial guardian at your side that can I'll give you a prime example. It can see my hand and be able to perception of my body weight and everything. Now, if I'm if I'm on the wrong side of the law, I'm doing something, it can see my hand now with grass in it and be able to measure it and tell you there's a substance in my hand. Okay. Now let's say I'm an officer of the law and I pull you over. Right now there's nothing in my hand, but you have this system even in your camera system in your vehicle. It'd be able to say, well, at one point the hand weighed, 3.5 ounces, but at this point in 2 minutes and 35 seconds, 0.5 milliseconds of the video, the hand weighed 4.5 ounces with a substance in it planted here and there. To have that type of protection is uncommon and is downright dangerous for the enemy. And that's what I built in every which way. Ooh, I can hear you. I can. I got nothing. Can you hear me? I got nothing on your side. I can't hear you. I can read your lips.
Okay, that was my fault. I turned my
Let's see.
mic off because it was
There
pretty
we go.
loud.
Okay,
Yes, I
there we
was
go.
asking
Okay,
you.
now.
Um, so you actually said that you built your own algorithm of AI to where you can actually power it by your system.
Yes, yes. Everything that I built in my system is original. It was created by a conceptual theory. I had to test to in real world to see if it will hold, and not only did it hold stable, it was 10 times better. I created a system 10 times better by itself with just my time control engine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right now, pretty much with communications, how she uses communications, you get a lot of these movies. Okay, the first thing with just gotta say, get off all digital, your cell phones, go get away from all that. Okay, you don't have line. My AI is different. My AI is gonna be able to reach you no matter. So if your cell is lost and you need help, my AI is gonna make sure that call gets through no matter what. So if you're standing by someone's phone, you can locate that. You know what I mean? If there's an old school payphone somewhere and she knows where that location because she has demographics, she can make sure that phone calls gets routed to that payphone. You see what I
Wow.
mean? This is
Yeah.
this is different top tier. Okay. So when it comes to algorithms, absolutely, I have many different algorithms. A whole very true, stable, and real world action that have been tested and still running on my operating system, my computer, and on my cell phone.
So what is it that you're looking for what you built and for what you're doing? And I know it's way higher than whatever anybody done. Like I was telling you
Mhm.
earlier, I remember when Bill Gates um, was trying to introduce Microsoft in 1984, which it wasn't anything yet, and he was asking people to donate
Right.
$500 to Microsoft, and a lot of people didn't do it, but a lot of people did. You know what I mean? And right now they're millionaires and billionaires. Feel what I'm saying? Just from
Yep.
that $500 believing and taking a chance on what Bill Gates was talking about. Right now, today, I'm looking at you the same way for what you built. You know, you built something that I can't explain it. You can explain it better,
Mhm.
but I understand what you're building. I understand what you built, And this is why me personally would like to try to educate many people of color about this transitioning of the shift of what's happening in our communities. But it's like a lot of people are going to be left behind because a lot of people not
Yes.
feeling it right now.
Yeah.
And what I realize is I keep forgetting that a lot of people's not into computers. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of like you got to
Right.
be, you're trying to change people to get involved with computers. This is the whole dilemma of I realize what I'm going through. I'm trying to get people
Yeah.
that never deal with computers, only their cell phones, but to be able to take 2, 3 hours a day, maybe an hour a day for their own personal life. You know, they don't
Hmm.
understand that this is going to be protocol in life. Your life is going to change overnight when this shift happens. I mean, they've been showing certain commercials of people, professional people, coming into job interviews. They have AI commercials. They have people coming in from
Right.
AI interviews, and they talk about what type of degrees they got and how long they've been in the corporate world, and they manage these artists
Right.
and all this. But that's not what people are looking for
That's
anymore.
because
They're not looking for the
right.
professionalism
And
or the smartness no more. Can you explain that?
absolutely. And that's because and to go deeper into that, um, you know, we all hate scam calls. We all hate scammers. Okay. Think of something that can call your phone, not just sound legitimate, but when you ask legitimate questions, like, can I have a website to your business and all this to legit information they're giving you, think of something so powerful where it can make look legitimate as soon as you ask. Like, yeah, here's the website right there in a nanosecond. You know what I mean? That can happen with a system that is not governed. If you have a system that's not governed, you have to have these words. So these words are realistic. They're very realistic. Okay. Um, these I feel like we were prepped in this AI with these movies, different movies coming out with. You know what I mean? And if you really look at it with the whole iRobot, the whole Terminator, this is what happens when you have an AI system so powerful not governed, and it causes drift and hallucination.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning your architecture is immature, unstable, and it's taking direction on its own. And it's pretty much come up with its own theory of things. If you want to put a label on these AIs, um, even Siri right now is still technically just a chat bot with a little bit of eye vision now. Okay, she can see things. You know what I mean? But if you really look at things, what you're trying to realize that if I make a agent, at some point this agent in the digital world. Okay, that's where they're at right now. Now I want you to think of someone who has a governed digital operating ecosystem. That's exactly what I built. When you're stuck on conceptual theory and you're already hyperscaling and you're already there with board members, for you to scale takes time. You can't run with momentum. You have to have meetings, wait 6 months to get approvals, and then you can do this, and then you have to do the next phase of waiting. It's just me and Jared Coolett and
Well, I don't know what happened. I'm sure he'll come back, but he's talking about some interesting stuff. He's talking about the AI of AI. He has created his own, you could say, algorithm generator to where he can produce smartphones, smart cars, design, everything else that Elon Musk designed. He made that machine. He's one of my business partners. We finna make stuff happen. You know what I mean? That's why I brought him on. I don't know what happened to him in his, his platform. Uh, Maybe he had a bad frequency, going on, a connection. But I just thank him for coming up, giving us what he could at the time. I'm gonna take it and run with it. Like I said, this is ComfortPolitics.ai podcast. Anytime, any place, anywhere, I'm ready for you. If you want to be interviewed on my platform, just hit me up in my inbox on ComptonPolitics.ai on TikTok. My Instagram is Compton Politics 07 on Instagram. My Facebook is Compton Politics Murphy. I don't know, man, I got so much. You can go to ComptonPolitics.ai. Look at this live. You can go to Compton Politics AI on YouTube. Let's not forget, get your book. This is the Bible of AI. AI from a black guy, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon online. You can get it. I wrote this book 3 years ago. So you know where I'm at with it now. I got this platform. So yeah, it's going down. This is another book, Code Bias, James Jones II. He's my buddy, he's my business partner. He's created an app called Ground Pounder. So all you motorcycle fanatics, if you want them bragging rights about your miles or how far you went, if you got a motorcycle club, trying to prove that on how many miles your motorcycle club went, get the app Ground Pounder. There go my boy, he came back. Glad I stayed on. I don't know what happened. But you all right? The frequency is cool? I can't hear you. Your audio not on. No audio. I can't hear you. I can hear you, Johnny. You might have to go back and come back up. I don't know what's wrong. But your audio is not here. What's up? Thanks for coming in on Compton Politics AI on YouTube. I appreciate that. I see somebody is in. Yeah, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. Yeah, but this is ComptonPolitics.ai. I'm building this platform, y'all. So anybody that want to come in and interview on my real platform, Compton Politics AI, I'm on Compton Politics AI on YouTube, on TikTok. You know what I mean? Y'all family over there. So I appreciate y'all tuning in also. You know, clicking. Let me some of them hearts. I need hearts over there. I'm on Facebook Live. You know what I mean? People have came in a couple of times. You know. It's gonna build. I know. It's gonna build up. It's gonna take some time. But hey, I've been doing radio for 15 years, and it don't stop here. You feel what I mean? I'm serious about what I do. I'm concerned about the community. That's one thing. I'm concerned. You can say I got my flyer. I got free classes. Take the QR code. You know what I'm saying? See the courses. See all the courses. Cybersecurity, property management, all the great free courses. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff going on, man. You know, proud of my homeboy, Lessons Learned, Terrell Tillman. He been pushing re-entry in the communities. You know, he been moving. I'm happy. I'm really proud for him. There's a couple of people I'm so I'm proud of. You know what I mean? Man, it's just a lot of great people out here doing some great stuff. But I don't know what happened to AI John. But oh man, I ain't gonna trip on that. I'm gonna give him a couple of more minutes. If not, I'm gonna shut down because you know, I don't like wasting footage. You feel me? As long as I get the message across, that's what's important. This is your boy Lorenzo Elvis Murphy. This is ComptonPolitics.ai. And yeah, and that's just about it. You know what I mean? I'm seeing people in on TikTok coming in, but they just coming through. You know what I mean? Nobody's sitting in. And like I said, it's all good because
Are we back? You hear me?
we back by attack.
There we go.
Yeah, I can
I
hear you.
had to jump all the way out. Yeah, I
You
had to
must
jump
be.
all the way out and get back in.
Oh yeah, it's all good. Yeah, but
Mm.
there's just a lot of people that don't understand and not even trying to get ready. But like I say, it's gonna be a lot of people left behind. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they have to understand this AI is a new. Think of back in the day when you used to play Oregon Trails about the gold rush. This is the new gold rush times 1,000. That's how powerful this is. Okay, if those are listening, if you just Google like what would happen if you invest the correct way in AI right now, what would happen in the next 5-10 years? So much money to be made in AI right now
But you
because
know, people can't
it's
see that
really
far.
at the beginning.
But people can't see
That's
that
why I
far.
said they should just Google it. They should just Google it. Believe it, but you gotta believe in yourself. If you can't listen, let me tell you, this is so significant about this system that I built. I had to believe in myself without having the education to do this. Okay, I really had time in myself and sit down, and I had to be unavailable for the outside world to develop something. Okay, so and that starts with having faith in yourself and who you are, and having faith in God. Okay, so when you sit down and God blesses the hands at motion, and they say that I don't have the devil's playground. You know what I mean? So you got to pick which one you want to do. You know what I mean? Um, don't think just because I didn't do this, am I capable? If you are capable of reading a book, if you're capable of reading your text messages, you're capable of building something probably more powerful than what I built. What was like? Woo! I'm getting little tiny Jurassic Park on me right now. Small velociraptors at my ankles. But I sit down. That's what changed my life. Was me sitting down. Like Rose, you remember when we were talking? I was bent about my kids, that situation. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out my routes. Hitting these legal system left and right, and they couldn't stand with truth and facts. You know what I mean? So then when I sat down and realized, how can man build something so powerful and lack accountability? This system lacks accountability. And when you lack accountability, oh no, we call it few names: narcissists, evil, messed up, dangerous, whatever you want to call it. That's what happens. You lack accountability. Now think of the most intelligent system you could ever build that's smarter than you, faster in thinking, and almost faster in capability. That lacks accountability. Dangerous. Dangerous. This system holds these systems accountable. Okay. Not only does it hold them accountable, it executes everything in its own sandbox. Okay. It's governed with a watchdog. Okay. So think of it as saying, not only did I put the AI in its own box, but I got the biggest security guard watching too, saying you better do it the right way. I'm not playing with you. Governance. That's how it happens. That's how we make our own government. We're judicial system, how it trickles all the way down to just your public defender. Same thing. Okay. So when we build these things, I understand it's exciting because you get to make it talk and make it do this, but did you do the boring long stuff first? That's the stuff that really matters. That's what people like regulators, the OECD, NIST, and ISO, that's what these people look at. Okay. One reason why they've been having issues with the Pentagon is because they can't figure out which AI is least accountable than the other, because they don't hold accountability and they're still trying to figure it out. Because we build modules next to the system, Guess what happens? If let's play like this. In your world, when you're doing your thing, your best thing, let's say you're the master of basketball. You're better than LeBron James, better than Jordan. Okay. But I need to be the referee to govern how you act on that court. If you are smarter and faster than me, and I can't see everything, you're gonna get away with a lot of stuff, right? Now, if I know the knowledge of basketball like the back of my hand, some of these coaches and referees is crazy knowledgeable at it. You know what I mean? And I got eyes like a hawk. I'm not missing nothing. I'm calling everything out. You know what I mean? And at some point, you might be disqualified. That's the difference between starting from scratch, from jump, and then know what I'm doing, but just make it look pretty. If you make it look smart, if it's that smart, and now you want to make it, that's like putting a fake pair of handcuffs on the Incredible Hulk. It's gonna laugh in your face and say, "Watch this." You know what I mean? Build cuffs first. Build those handcuffs first, and then when you build your Incredible Hulk, have those cuffs. You're safe. You're safe. Now it listens. Now it's accountable. You can do these things. With the I heard you mention the Ground Pounder app. That's going to be extremely huge. You know what I mean? Not only are you bringing in accountability, you're bringing in safety and awareness. You know what I mean? At the point of your fingertips. You know what I mean? People can't even get a hold of their own family member that fast. Ground Pounder is the evolution of communication. In the story. You know what I mean? If I can track my bikers, my ride, my miles, know everything that's going on, what's happening, exactly the GPS location, that's a different style of communication in itself. That's going to be an evolution. That's an evolution. An evolution always starts somewhere. And I promise you, if you're not listening to me, really hear me now, this evolution starts with Ground Pounder.
Can I ask you a question? What makes your system that you
Yes,
do?
sir.
What makes your algorithm? What makes your platform that you got? Like we say, you ask you permission if we can talk about this. It's really unheard. It's not even recognized right now. And it's not even on record on what you put together. You feel what I mean? But I already know what you
Right.
built. It's your immaculate. It's going to help. It's bigger than any. Once I actually be able to, and I do agree with you, what you got, it's going to change the world. And it's like, I
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for the first interview because it happens just like this. It looks like it ain't nothing what we talking about, but in another 5 years, we billionaires. We're the same guys that was on YouTube talking
Absolutely.
about this. You feel me? It's like they can show pictures
Absolutely.
of Donald Trump from a long time ago when he was younger and he was just like now. It can happen.
Right.
Anything's possible. That's why
Yes,
I
can.
fuck with you because I believe
Mhm.
in people. This is why I am where I'm at because people gave me an opportunity again. Do I look like I know
Yes,
anything
sir.
about AI? Do I look like I'm supposed to be a brother about AI? Hell no. But guess what? It's open. It's a wide open industry. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
A
It is.
dummy can get rich. Like I told somebody, I
Yes.
said, "Look, when
Yes.
they asking for AI consultants, they're not asking for smart people. They asking for somebody who can make a
Yep.
flight for a concert,
Right.
make a make a
Yes.
make
When
make, a-
you
make
when
a
you
just simple shit. It's not even everybody thinks it's gonna
yeah.
be this. You be making spaceships. No, you just tell this motherfucker what you want. That's what AI is.
In a very Barney style. You can't think too hard when you deal with it. Think of AI like the movie How to Train Your Dragon, if you will. You got your own personal dragon, your own super intelligence at the palm of your fingertips. You train it in the most Barney style way. Watch what it does and train it again. If it's if I say, hey, I want an essay on greenhouse gas effects in America 2026. Okay. And it pops everything out and says, boom, it's done. And I read over that, it's not what I want. I have to let it know this is not what I want. I have to be more specific. I need you to look at this. You have to think of yourself as the ultimate professor for the world's smartest student who just needs knowledge ingested into it the right way. You know what I mean? So when I say write this paper, now I'm going to say write this paper under these demographics, with this punctuation, under these indents. And I want you to hit these 3 or 4 thesis statements. And I want the closing to be a little bit like this. And I need you to make the sources are in here and pages. Now, guess you have just trained your dragon on how to build an essay, and it's going to say, oh, I'm this. So when the next time you ask me to build something, I'm going to reference this. So then I can make sure I do it this way the first time the right way. So when you need to again produce the better copy, so that you can now, I mean, this is up to your standard. You see what I mean? So it's if they know how to train their dragon, please believe you got a powerful system in your hands. But the one thing is this: it was funny when you said AI consultant. How do you have an AI consultant with the people who built AI understand what they built? You know what I mean? That's I think that's the question of the year. You know, these hyperscalers, these people have made a whole powerful system. They don't even understand their own system they built. So now they need consultants to tell them what they built. These consultants don't even understand it.
Right, right. So, what is your next level on where you're going right now? And how, if you want people to get in contact with you, how could they do that? Are you just getting on my show just to do an interview? Or you focusing on what you do because you build a nice advocated algorithm machine that's very useful to society, and just really
Absolutely.
what is your next level from here?
So my next level right now, I'm past prototype, I'm past proof of concept. I'm in a full operating system, full deployable operating system right now. So right now, I would say the stage I'm looking at is I'm looking for seed investors as well as pilots. A pilot verification program. I'm looking for someone to verify, yeah, this is true, it does work, and from there, a pilot. When people go for pilots, they always ask the question, well, let me see your prototype. Prototypes is what we used to call in the Air Force ugly but effective. You know what I mean? It might be ugly, but it works. And that's what a prototype is. A proof of concept is like, okay, it's more mature. I've debugged some things that's not fully there. When you have a fully operating system, that means when you hold Q&A, I can answer all the Q's. You know what I mean? Without having to say I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? So to have to be fully operational, I got a lot of middle work. I'm ready to get to work. So if these my system hits the finance market, my system hits the hospital market, robotics and drones, is a universal system. If you test it out, you can reach me at my email, which is jrcooleyindustries at gmail.com. From there, email me. I can get back to you in a time frame, and we can do the next day either remote. We can talk about it under on a high class level under NDAs and move ourselves from there. You gotta get your mic.
Yeah.
There you go.
What do you feel about, because I'm looking at it like this. A lot of stuff that I'm doing, I might not see it for it. I might not see it transfer. You know what I mean? Because it's a long journey to get our culture to understand on what's really going on. You know what I mean? It's so hard to get people to
Right.
sit behind the computer. It's hard to get people to read a book. These type of dilemmas we are facing. It's hard to get some people to
Ab-
sit down for a moment and read something for themselves. You know what I mean? What do you think is going to take to
Absolutely.
change that type of that type of dynamics in the community? Even though we know that a lot of people don't want to change anything, what do you think we need to really do to get the You know how we jump on everything, but what would it take for us to get our people of color to really understand that this is so valid what we talking about. This is so important about what we talking about. Even though we not know TD Jakes or Obama, that sometimes that be the problem.
Right.
They don't know who we are. Who are these guys talking about this?
Right.
We ain't never heard of them before, and that's a dilemma. So what could you tell people of the unknown? We're trying to teach people of the unknown. What could you tell them?
Um, if my way, if you want me to tell you my way,
Yeah, hey, be real,
I
man.
keep things go raw. If you want to sit back and keep guessing, you're gonna watch time fly by real quick. That means very quick. If you thought 5 years went by quickly, you ain't seen nothing yet. So if you want to guess if this system might be in da 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 and don't want to take forth
Thank you,
and do
brother
the
love.
education and get operated in it, you're gonna see a lot of people become successful when you watch them do that you didn't want to do. You know. Second, the more soft way. Um, we have to understand that when we went to school and the school says you learn by sight, hearing, and doing, that's one pattern. That's one pattern. Okay. So our education system has already failed us. Okay. We already know that. That's why a lot of people are homeschooling things of this nature. Okay. That's only one pattern. You know how many patterns learning there are? Multiple. It's about capturing the person's attention on how you're delivering their information. So technically, it's not really don't read because they're too busy. It's because we've only hit people on one pattern of a learning style. If we hit them different patterns, learning style, we can actually capture their attention in different ways. And say, "Oh, I really want to read this. I don't know why, but I really want to read this." It's all about pattern delivery. That's what I said when I said she's across domain. Education, defense, finance, healthcare, um, all of these things. She's a research engine at this point. She is legitimatified. So she can't give you a wrong answer, being that she's governed that way. So I can message her and say, the sky's red. She's gonna tell me how wrong I am. You know what I mean? Um, on certain math. I don't want to get too far in it, but on certain math, she can say, well, this theory that everyone's been following in the past 100 years is actually wrong. You know what I mean?
So
And
can I ask you a
the
question?
framework to prove it.
Can I ask you a
Yes,
question?
sir.
You keep saying her, her, right? And
Yes.
so what you're talking about is the system and the algorithm generator that you built, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
because
sir.
I'm listening, I'm hearing you, and I just want the people to understand what you really saying because when it come out, I want y'all to remember this face right here. I want y'all to remember this guy right here. Seriously. I mean, if you can go back and listen to what he's saying on my Compton Politics AI YouTube, really listen to what this dude is saying. Like seriously, that's why I had him to come on because he speaks a different lingo. He speaks to the algorithm of beyond AI. Um, I don't cherish no
Absolutely.
man. I don't look
Absolutely.
up to no man like that. But this brother, you got to give credit where credit is due. You feel what I'm saying? Remember,
Thank
everybody, they trying to erase our history, which they are erasing our history. This is the new history. What I'm
you.
talking about. ComptonPolitics.ai is the encyclopedia of us, for us, by us, because nobody's keeping our data. Nobody's getting these interesting interviews right now. You feel what I'm saying?
That's right.
So uh, you can skip on what we saying. You ain't got to believe nothing we talking about. You can go on and move on. You can go play your Xbox 360. You can jump in your Escalade. You can go eat your food.
Mhm.
I'm trying to tell y'all, please upgrade. Please upgrade.
Absolutely.
For real though. Like this is a 911 on the red alert. We all have to upgrade, y'all. Seriously. I'm not gonna beg you. I just don't want nobody to be left behind. Because when cassette knocked off 8-track, and the CD knocked out the cassette, and the Pod Little machine knocked out the CD, and then the high 8 camera, then the VHS, then the DVD, then the Blu-ray. And I mention these things anytime I get a chance to talk because I want people to start understanding I'm not just talking, I'm not just speaking, I'm really trying to break it down for everyone that's listening. I'm just a color boy from South Central. That's it. You know what I mean? But where my heart is at, it's not for me. I got enough, I feel I have enough heart I can share like Valentine's Day. Seriously. I'm very concerned about people getting courses, getting these important books. You know what I'm saying? AI from a Black Guy. You know what I mean? And Cold Bias. These books, this book was written 3 years ago. I didn't even have this platform right here. 3 years ago, when I wrote this book, I didn't even have this platform. I didn't have none of this stuff. Wasn't even thinking about AI, ComptonPolitics.ai, classes, giving out free courses. You know what I mean? And one of my brothers looked at, oh man, y'all partner with Google this and yeah, but you know what, homie? They believe in our movement, brother. It's a culture change in our community, everybody. And if you don't recognize that there is a culture change in AI, you can ignore me all you want. It is really a civil rights movement with AI in our culture. It is really, really biased against us. It's biased against us. I'm doing research, I'm doing studying right now. I don't have the answers, but I know how I can protect my family and protect the loved ones around me because I read, I study, and please the people that don't really like computers, you really don't like reading books. I mean, this is the most important shift in our life, really, in a way. If you never read a book, I don't know what it's gonna take to get people to understand that we got to start reading. Like really reading things and sitting down like this, really understanding that there's so many odds against us, but there's a lot of odds for us too. I just want to sit there and say this is ComptonPolitics.ai. I'm a very concerned brother out here. I'm very concerned about what's going on in our community. It's family first with me. At the same time, I'm really going to, and I'm not trying to do nothing, I'm making it happen, bringing people together. And I just want to see us be a part of that change and not be left behind no more. You know what I mean? I don't want us to just be consumers. I want us to be the production companies. I want us to be the leaders in AI products, watches, glasses. They got so many electronics that we could discover and make for ourselves. And you know, it's just that, you know, we need to just step up to ourselves. And I'm not being biased. You know, I'm down for every nationality to be support, but I'm sure people do understand how hard it's been for us as people. A lot of crime going on, a lot of people on that level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just basically just saying, let's just step up, everybody. This is ComptonPolitics.ai. I just want to come on. Thanks for coming on, AI John. Appreciate your input on what you're doing. But this brother, AI John, this dude that made his own algorithm generator, like Beyond. It can check. It checks Siri. It checks Alexa. It checks ChatGPT. This is the system that he built. A brother. So go back, listen to the interview, and just check it out. Check us out. You know what I mean? Because we're really trying to make a difference, and that's what we're doing. Compton Politics and AI. Don't forget about the book, AI from the Black Guy. This is the Black Encyclopedia of AI. When you look up Black AI, this book will pop up. See what it says? Pioneering the diversity of artificial intelligence in the urban community. That's what I'm based on. I'm not here to say, ooh, I know AI, ooh, I'm smart. I'm not on it like that level. I'm more on the educational, information, history, positive stories about what AI can do for you, and that's just it. I know no other. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll be back real soon. ComptonPolitics.ai. That's it. That's all.